Lena Atwood, and to everybody else, welcome. My name is Glenneth, and I get the honor to introduce our regenerative health practitioner, a dear old friend of mine from the arts that got involved in a lot of things, Ayurvedic health. She can probably share a little further of her whole background, but she's just been an amazing support for me and many people in our team, turning our health around. For myself, I dropped 40 pounds, got 7.5 inches off my gut, had hypothyroid and sleep apnea, and I no longer have any of that. So I'm forever in gratitude and honored to introduce Rachel.
Thank you, Glenneth. I appreciate you so much. It's so nice to be here with all of you. Thank you for coming, and thank you for sharing your story, Glenneth. I'm really happy. It's been amazing all these years you've been able to maintain your health. You've been just such a beacon of light for so many people, getting off of your CPAP machine, being able to go from having hypothyroidism to now having regular blood work and really feeling good. And you're in your 70s and thriving. And I don't know anyone as healthy as you at your age. And so you really represent what 70 should be, really, honestly. So I just want to say hello to everybody. And some of you are here because you're in my Hashimoto's group. And some of you are here because you have already been on the transformation and are just wanting more support or just looking for like the next steps because maybe you've already begun the 90-day protocol. And so I thank you for being on camera, Jamie. Hi, it's good to see a face. Thank you for being here. And Tara Shea, thank you, Shri. I know that Shri has to teach a yoga class. So I wanted to ask Shri if you're there. If you are there, come show your face so you can share your story. If not, I'll go ahead and just share mine. So basically, long story short is I was struggling with Hashimoto's for about 9 years. And some of you have seen my story in my Healing Hashimoto's Naturally group. But I struggled for a good long 9 years, and I went to doctors, I went to a naturopath, I went to Ayurvedic practitioners, I went to an Chinese herbal medicine doctor. I went to acupuncture. I tried everything under the sun. I really, really did look for solutions. And at the time what I was feeling with Hashimoto's, and anyone who has Hashimoto's can probably relate to most of these symptoms. I had all of the symptoms, all of the classic symptoms. Number one being fatigue, which tends to be a symptom of pretty much any autoimmune disorder. So anyone who struggles with autoimmune disorder tends to be tired because their body's not operating at full capacity. I was literally taking naps 5 times a day. I would go to the store, I would drive to the store, and when I get to the store, I'd be so tired, I would take a nap in my car before I would actually go into the store. And then I would go into the store, buy my groceries, I would come back out, and I would go into my car and lay down and take another nap after shopping. And then I would go and then I would drive home. And sometimes even on my way home, I would actually sorry, someone got pinned here. And even on my way home, I would actually sometimes pull over and take another nap. And then I would get home and then rest. So it was like every little action in my day, I had to rest before and after doing it. And I just felt like an old lady who just had no energy. And it was pretty scary. I was a wedding photographer at the time. And I was thinking, wow, I'm just really not going to have any energy to work. And I couldn't imagine. I was 42 at the time. I couldn't imagine what it would be like as an older person not working. I was imagining myself living in my car, maybe panhandling, not really having the energy to work. I mean, my life was getting worse and worse. I had brain fog. And I'm curious who here can relate to my story. So if you can find the chat button, go ahead and share in the chat if you relate to any of these things or share what symptoms you're experiencing. I also had brain fog, which meant that I forgot everything. And I even had amnesia. Like I would literally forget sometimes what I was doing for the last half hour. And so one classic memory is I was standing at the stove looking at this wok full of all these veggies and different things in it. And it looked really beautiful. The meal looked delicious. And I thought, oh, this looks great. And I thought, I wonder who's making dinner. I was like, wonder who's making dinner. And I kind of looked around the house and there was no one home except me. And I was like, oh, I actually live by myself. And I thought, okay, like I'm having an Alzheimer's moment. And then I thought, but I don't remember making this food. I don't even remember chopping these vegetables. I don't even remember going to the store and buying them. And I was very surprised and bewildered, perplexed, and like scared. Like I don't even remember how I got here to standing in this moment. So it was literally like having amnesia. I couldn't even really understand my situation. And so it was that bad. I really didn't like to talk to people because if I would talk to them, I would have to remember what they were saying so that I could respond to them in conversation. And I would have to remember what I was saying so that I could continue a thought. And I couldn't even remember what I was talking about half the time. And I'd go, oh, never mind. I don't remember what I'm saying. And it was very embarrassing and awkward. So I spent a lot of time just by myself, isolated, because I didn't want to be around people. I was also very cold all the time. Who can relate to being cold? I was constantly freezing. I was constantly just couldn't regulate my symptoms and my body temperature. I also struggled with bloating. So I was experiencing just discomfort. I mean, I didn't actually notice that I was actually experiencing discomfort. All I was experiencing was bloating. I had like this belly that was just distended. I kind of looked like I was a few months pregnant, and it was all the time. And I learned at one point that you're constipated if you're not pooping 2 to 3 times a day. Well, I was definitely not doing that. But it had been my whole life, so I didn't really even know that I was really backed up because it just was normal to me. So these were some of the classic symptoms that I was experiencing. You might experience different symptoms of digestion if you're struggling with Hashimoto's. And this call in particular is specifically about Hashimoto's and what it is. Although we are doing a weekly series, so pretty soon we're also going to have next week we're going to be talking about diabetes, and the week after we're going to talk about menopause. So specifically about Hashimoto's is that this is actually caused by the Epstein-Barr virus. It's become more and more known that the Epstein-Barr virus is responsible for many different illnesses, eczema, psoriasis. A lot of times people who have Hashimoto's have had eczema or psoriasis at some point, or will get eczema and psoriasis at some point. But these are like the progression of Epstein-Barr virus, and then later it becomes menopause. And so a lot of people who have menopausal symptoms, when they have that change of life, it's more because of their age. It has to do with how long that Epstein-Barr virus has progressed. And it doesn't really have as much to do with the change of life, losing, having one's period stop. Like that's a normal thing for women to experience. When we're really healthy, we'll have our cycle all the way through into our 60s. So a lot of us, end up losing it early and have all these symptoms, but there's a lot of people who have that change of life who have 0 symptoms. So what's the difference, right, between somebody who has symptoms and doesn't have symptoms? So we are going to talk about that in the menopause in 2 weeks. In 2 Saturdays from now, we'll talk about during the menopause talk. But I'm bringing it up now because that was also one of my symptoms with Hashimoto's, was that my period went away. So I was 42, my period stopped, and I knew that was wrong. I knew that that wasn't how it should be. Did I break up? Are you guys able to still hear me? Okay. Thanks. And so I knew that was not right, but it was what it was. Now, I was told to go on Synthroid. I was told to go on Armour. I had different doctors tell me different things. And I really did not want to go on medications, because there was one thing that I did know, was that it was that if they tell you that if you take it, you don't make it, right? So if you take thyroid, your body stops making thyroid. So I knew I didn't want to take thyroid because I didn't want my thyroid to go away completely. And I very, very much believed, I'm like, There is a way. Something's going to happen. I am going to get well. I'm going to find the natural way. And I didn't know what it was, but it took me 9 years to find it. Okay. And for 9 years, I was struggling. And then I kind of one day saw this post on Facebook. And one of my friends had tagged me in this post, this woman who was like on top of the world, feeling amazing. She'd done this cleanse and she was feeling so much better. And so I reached out to her and I said, what have you been doing? And I found out it was this 90-day protocol and it involves superfoods. And it was made by this company called Purium. And I said, okay, well, I'll try it, I'll do it. And I didn't expect to actually get well. I didn't actually expect that I would feel any better. I just thought cleanses are good for you. I know it's healthy. This might help a little bit. Because at that point, I'd been sick for so long that I just knew that whatever I was told, I would only just feel a little bit better. I'd been told to eat meat. I'd been vegan, eat meat, do paleo, do grain-free. And I tried all the things. And honestly, every little thing would help just a little bit, but nothing actually made me well. And I discovered later that one of the reasons that people feel a little bit better when they eat meat is because of the adrenaline rush that meat gives us. So it turns out that fats in animal products actually cause the body to produce adrenaline. So those adrenal glands that sit on top of your kidneys, they start squirting out adrenaline because they're trying to break down all the fat. So these steroidal hormones start getting all out of balance. So yeah, you might feel good temporarily, but eventually that wears off. Eventually that doesn't work anymore either. And it's actually not solving the root problem, which is the Epstein-Barr virus. So the root problem really is about a viral load. And it really is about, and a lot of times, some people will get tested and they're like, well, I got tested, I didn't have Epstein-Barr virus, but that can be hiding out in your liver and it could be not proliferating to the point of being detectable. So it can take a while for that to show. It doesn't mean you don't have it. It just means it's at an early stage in the process. So I learned all this later because what happened was when I did this protocol, this 90-day protocol, literally 10 days into the cleanse, because there's different sections of the protocol, but there is a 10-day cleanse in the middle of it. When I got about 10 days, just a few days into the cleanse, I right away felt energy and I was like, wow, I'm like awake all day. And I was literally terrified to not eat meat. I was like, oh my God, I can't live without meat. I'm going to die if I don't eat meat. And like my friend said, well, don't worry. Just like, if you have to, you can eat it, but just try to go one day without it and see what happens. And so I went one day without it and my energy went through the roof. I was like, holy cow, I feel amazing. And it was all these like really high dense nutrients that I was taking. I was taking these super aminos, which are incredible plant-based protein. I was taking these really amazing dense nutrient green drinks that had spirulina and barley green juice, which I later learned that spirulina removes metals, that barley green juice kills viruses, and that this was one of the reasons I was feeling so much better, was this incredible protocol. And this protocol was created by Dave Sandoval, who was the founder of Purium. And he is an absolute scholar and genius. He's a scholar of nutrition. He's helped many people. He pioneered with Amy. They basically lobbied and got the USDA organic food label on the nation's produce. Like anything you shop that has that label, USDA organic, that comes from the founders of the company. They really literally went out and championed to distinguish food that was toxic from food that was safe. And so thankfully to them, we can make that choice when we shop to buy things that are not genetically engineered. We can buy non-GMO. We can buy things that are organic, not sprayed with pesticides, not sprayed with herbicides and all the toxins that feed the Epstein-Barr virus. Not only that, his products remove these toxins. They remove these toxins from the gut. They remove these toxins from the liver, and they actually help your body become alkaline so that you can fight off whatever's going on in the system, right? So it makes your blood stronger. It makes everything stronger so that you can actually feel healthy and feel more energy and feel more vitality. So that's what happened. All of a sudden, I had energy through the roof. All of a sudden, my digestion was amazing. All of a sudden, I was doing the wonderful 2 to 3 poops a day. Okay, I know it's TMI for some people, but you get to start to appreciate these things when you see how good they make you feel, right? So Anyway, long story short is my digestion got amazing. My bloating completely disappeared. I suddenly had no more fatigue. I was no longer exhausted. I was no longer brain fogged. My brain fog went away. I could actually remember people's names and faces. I could have conversations with people again. And I finally started to go out and hang out and be in the world. Whereas before I'd been like literally sheltering myself from the world out of embarrassment for so long. I was finally in the world. There's a famous picture of me where I have my hands like this and I'm just down like this. And that's used to be how I would talk to people because I couldn't even look at them because my eyes would hurt. And I would just be like, oh, everything was too bright for me. And I would talk to people like this and I'd say, go ahead, talk, I'm listening. Like, who talks to people with their hands over their eyes? It's ridiculous. That all changed. So anyway, long story short is I really, really was amazed that this was such an easy plan because it just told me exactly what to eat each day. It told me exactly what nutrients to take. It was very, very simple. My cravings disappeared within the first few days. And that was really remarkable because when you become alkaline, your cravings disappear, right? And the two reasons that people are afraid to take on this protocol is they're afraid that their cravings won't disappear. They're like, I can't do it. I have cravings. There's no way I'm going to give up sugar. No way I can give up whatever the things are, coffee, vinegar, whatever we're afraid of giving up. Like, I can't do it, right? Who has cravings, like that's definitely legitimate. I get it. Okay. So, but those disappear because your body becomes alkaline. Suddenly I was craving vegetables and fruit. Suddenly I was like, oh, I just want to have like a red bell pepper, just like eat that red bell pepper and just, oh, that sounds so satiating to me right now. And I still do that to this day, eat red bell peppers. I buy tons of bell peppers at the store and just eat them raw like apples. All of a sudden I wanted apples all the time. I was collecting apple stickers constantly. I had apple stickers all over my computer, all over my environment. So I was just constantly eating apples. So my cravings changed. And the other thing was my habits changed. So this is another reason why people are afraid to get started on this protocol is they're like, my habits, no way. Like, I just can't go to the grocery store and not buy those chips. They're right there. I love those chips. My favorite chips were Kettles, sour cream and onion. Or I would get organic avocado oil. I would get the good chips that were like avocado oil and, salt and vinegar or whatever. So I had my own downfalls. I was very much into my chocolate chip cookies. I loved my Bliss organic ice cream. There were things I was eating organic. I was doing all the things. I was still whatever vegetarian kind of, but I was just but I was still eating junk food. And I really struggled with the fear that I was not going to be able to do it, but I did it anyway. One of the things that really appealed to me was that there was a 60-day money back guarantee. So I thought, if all else fails, I'll just return all the products and I'll get all my money back. Because even if you use up the products, you can return the empty containers. You could do a whole 60 days, use up everything, and you can say, I'm not happy, and you can send it all back, and they will literally refund you all of your money. And it's very rare that happens. I've seen it happen 1 or 2 times. And usually it's because someone turns out to have a food allergy. They're like, oh, I'm allergic to spirulina. And I've only met one person who was ever allergic to spirulina, and it was surprising, but that was what they said. Now, I have a thought about that sometimes people think they're allergic to something when it's really they're detoxing. Spirulina makes people detox. So sometimes people can be have some detox symptoms in the first few days. They might feel a little sluggish, or they might feel a little headachy, or they may have, symptoms will return sometimes, not always. It didn't for me. I didn't have any symptoms return. But sometimes people's symptoms will return because as the toxins are breaking out of the fat cells, because this is going to cause fat to melt away, because fat is storing all these different toxins, right? As those fat cells begin to melt, the toxins are released, and then now they're going back through your circulatory system. And so now your body's kind of reacting to it. Imagine these toxins coming through like a pinball machine, lighting different things up, right? You're like a pinball machine now, ding, 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 until it exits, right? Until those balls make it out of the machine, right? Those are the toxins. I always like the pinball machine analogy. You're toxins are now leaving, okay? And they're going through the machine. You're trying to funnel them out through the poop, okay? So, I know, people call me the poop fairy. Glenn is covering his face. I can't believe she's saying poop, but I do like that word a lot, because honestly, it is the most important function of the body. Because if we're not having proper bowel movements, then we're not releasing toxins. And if we're not releasing bowel movements, the other thing that happens is those toxins, rather than going out, they go back in. So they go back into your circulatory system, and this causes leaky gut. Leaky gut is the thinning of the intestinal linings, and then the toxins can now seep back into your circulatory system and then wreak more havoc in the body. And then you'll end up starting to have this problem of the intestinal lining, you're in a feedback loop now that continues to get thinner because you have toxins coming in and it causes you to be acidic, and then it's harder to poop it out. So if you're acidic, you also might be having trouble with peristalsis, right? Peristalsis is the natural colon muscles moving to move everything out. So if those aren't working properly, then you're going to be backed up. So one of the beautiful things is the apothecary juice helps with that. The super cleanser helps with the apothecary juice actually activates peristalsis. Now, it doesn't mean it gives you diarrhea. It doesn't mean that if you have diarrhea, it's not gonna make it worse. Everything's gonna make everything get better. It's just gonna bring all of your gut into proper alignment. The Biomedic, which is a probiotic, a prebiotic, and a plus biotic. The Biomedic actually is an amazing probiotic, prebiotic, plus biotic. It's a capsule that comes with a pack. And this actually helps remove glyphosate, which is the toxin in Roundup. So it removes glyphosate out of your gut. So glyphosate is the toxin in Roundup. It's an herbicide. It's sprayed on all genetically modified crops. So if you're not eating organic, you're probably eating genetically modified, and it's probably sprayed with Roundup. We're all getting it even if you eat organic all the time. If you go to a restaurant, you're probably eating genetically modified foods and you're getting glyphosate that way. Okay, so you can't cook glyphosate out of your food. You can't wash it off. It's in there. It goes in through the roots into the plant. The problem with genetically modified foods, let's specifically talk about corn and soy are the worst, okay, and wheat, is that these crops are genetically not just modified, they're genetically modified to resist the weed killer so that they don't die. So you can spray the weed killer on it and they won't die. So now they've been genetically manipulated to resist weed killer. So that means they can spray more weed killer even stronger. And so this goes into the ground, into the soil, and into the plant. So it's on top of the plant, and it's also in the ground going into the plant. Okay, and so this stuff just kills everything in its path. It kills all bacteria. Okay, so when it gets into your gut, it's literally destroying all of the healthy flora and fauna, right? So it's destroying all of the healthy bacteria in your gut that you need to digest food. So people end up with celiac, right? Which is like that pain. We'll do a topic on celiac one week, but it's that sharp shooting pain that people get when they eat wheat, right? It's the gluten. It's the gluten that they're allergic to, but they're not really allergic to gluten. What they're allergic to is the glyphosate. So glyphosate's even more prolific on wheat. So those of you who've been told stop eating wheat and gluten because you have Hashimotos, one of the huge reasons why you're allergic to wheat is because wheat has the most glyphosate on it. And the reason why is it's used as a desiccant. It's used as a desiccant to dry the wheat. Okay, so it dries out the wheat so that they can harvest it and get it to you into the stores faster. Okay, it just quickens their process. What's the number one food that has the highest level of glyphosate? Anybody remember? Let's see if anybody can remember. Cheerios, that's right. Thank you, Zaya. You win the prize. Cheerios has the highest level of glyphosate of all the foods. And it's the number one food that we give to our kids. It's like the first food they eat. It's the first food I ate. It's the first, I remember having Cheerios all through my childhood. So yeah, we definitely, that was my alarm telling me to drink my shake, to drink my green drink because I'm on the cleanse right now. So anyway, long story short is we need to get this stuff out. And so the Biomedic, which is one of the products in the pack, is, I'm letting people in. All these people are jumping in. So the Biomedic is our flagship product, and this actually removes glyphosate, and it removes 74.5 to be exact, 74.5% of glyphosate in 6 weeks. It's the only product proven by the detoxproject.org. They have certified glyphosate as the only product so far on the shelves that can remove glyphosate. It's incredible. It's an incredible discovery that this product has been patented, and that we actually have access to that, and we are allowed to use it, and that we can have that in our to restore our gut. So it removes glyphosate. It also reduces CRP, which is a C-reactive protein. So CRP is the bioinflammatory marker. Okay, so it's the marker that predicts heart disease. So people with high CRP tend to be like, oh, you're going to have heart disease, or you have heart disease. Okay, so with the rise of glyphosate, with the lowering of glyphosate in your body, you also lower CRP by 74.5%. There's a correlation between removing glyphosate also reduces CRP, the C-reactive protein. So anyone who's experiencing pain, I see people all the time in my Healing Hashimoto's group saying like, I have pain. Is this normal? You know, like painful joints. Sometimes people experience arthritis. So arthritis, eczema, rheumatoid arthritis, psoriasis, and Hashimoto's all have this in common. Okay, we all have Epstein-Barr virus, and this can proliferate in all these different ways. How it shows itself depends on what kind of metals are present in your body. So different metals are going to cause it to express itself in different ways. The Epstein-Barr virus will express himself in different ways because it eats metals. Okay, so metals proliferate the viral load. It actually increases the viral load because they eat it and they make more. They proliferate. Okay, so depending on the metals, your body is going to create more of the virus. Okay, and then it's going to show itself in different ways. So like copper expresses itself as eczema, and then later in life it becomes Hashimoto's. Some people don't just skip the hot eczema phase and go right to Hashimoto's. Okay, so this is what else do I want to say about this? Take a little breather here. Let me go to the chat really quick and just see where we're at. If anybody has any questions or any issues that they're experiencing, if you want to share what you're experiencing, or if you have questions specifically, feel free to put them in the chat. So yeah, I see that I did not feel that the thyroid helped, or that the meds helped very much. I was on arbor thyroid and it helped. I hate needing any meds. So yeah, that's just the thing about medications is all it does is it suppresses the symptoms, but it doesn't address the root cause. So then that just proliferates, right? So the root cause will just proliferate. So that viral load will still continue to grow. You just won't be having symptoms, but then you need to have more medication, because as it's growing, you need more medication to suppress the symptoms. And one of the things that can happen is people take steroids for like eczema and psoriasis, and then they're addicted to the steroids. Like their body can't live without the steroids. And so then when you finally remove the steroids, all of a sudden there's like this incredible explosion of itchiness, and they're miserable. Pain management program. Okay. Rosacea is the same as eczema. It's not the same, but it's very similar. Anytime you have a skin issue, it means your liver is full. It means your liver has like basically gotten to capacity. Your kidneys have gone to capacity. And now those toxins are starting to like express themselves through the skin. So we have all these amazing organs in our body, and the skin is the largest organ of our body. And so the liver cleans out, the kidney cleans, and the skin cleans. Okay. So by the time it shows up on the skin, you've gotten pretty toxic. And so rosacea takes a while to recover from. Eczema takes a while to recover from, because the body has now gotten so full. It just takes time. You gotta think about, how long have I been eating the way I've been eating and exposing myself to toxins and metals? Okay, well, how long is it going to take for me to reverse all that? It doesn't happen overnight, but with this superfoods protocol that I did, it happened overnight. Okay. But it did take me a while to really keep those symptoms at bay until they finally dissipated. And then I finally got off of all my natural medication. I was on some natural medication. I was on thyroxol. I was on adaptocrine. These were given to me by my naturopath. But I was doing the ultimate lifestyle transformation for a good long year. And then I finally got off those things. I would say at least a year before I finally got off of all of those things. And now my blood work is normal. And now I don't even I'm not even anemic. And I've been eating completely plant-based vegan since I started the protocol because I felt so good. I didn't want to stop. I wanted to feel that way, which is cool because I didn't want to harm animals anyway. So it was like, it gave me a way to do it. But you don't have to be, you don't have to be vegan. I am, but you don't have to be. You can, if you're like dying to like eat meat, like some people just like, that's a really important part of their regimen, or maybe it's like what your family eats, or maybe I've had women tell me, well, if my husband eats meat and I want to cook for him, and that's fine. Like no one's telling you what to eat or not to eat, but I am telling you that fat causes an adrenaline explosion, and that feeds pathogens. Okay, so it is really in your favor to reduce all the foods. And if you are really struggling, I say reduce them all. If you really want to go all the way in, you want to remove all animal products from your diet. If you want to go all the way in and really have like a serious recovery. Okay, so eggs is the #1 thing that feeds Epstein-Barr virus. So a lot of people who are vegetarian will depend on eggs. Well, you're still feeding the virus. It's hard to get well if you're constantly giving it the food that it eats. So it eats eggs, it eats metals, it eats toxins. So another thing that's really important is to clean out your household. All right. You got to clean out your house. You got to look at, when I say clean out your household, I mean, look at the products that you're using in your house. You got to use natural products that are sustainable, that are toxic free. If you have fabric softener, you're going to continue to be inhaling all these toxins that are going to feed the virus. And all those toxins get stored in your liver. You got to look at what shampoos you're using. Are there parabens in there? Is there sodium lauryl sulfate in there? You got to have a paraben-free shampoo and soap, and make sure that it's free of all those toxins. I even use soap that's not in packaged. I buy soap that's not even packaged in plastic. I mean, I'm like going to the extremes here, but removing, don't want to be packaged, like storing things in plastic containers. You don't want to be putting hot drinks in plastic containers or aluminum. Okay. If you're storing your hot drink in a metal, an aluminum thermos, you're bringing aluminum into your system. If you're cooking with aluminum foil, you're bringing aluminum into your system. If you're packing your hot food and then you're putting your leftovers in plastic, you're bringing plastic into your system. We got to purify on all levels here. We're not just looking at like our food, but we got to look at what our skin is consuming through soaps, through hair products, through laundry detergent. And so that's like a whole other conversation, but even laundry detergent, okay? Laundry detergent is notoriously toxic. And so I get fragrance-free laundry detergent, or I use 7th generation soaps. There's different kinds of non-toxic laundry soaps you can use. I never go this far into it on these calls and start talking about this stuff. I'm getting a little carried away. I don't know what's in the hydro flask. I actually have a hydro flask and I don't put hot in there, but I've been wondering if it's aluminum. I'm not sure how to find out, but I think it's better if it's stainless steel. So yeah, you even have to look at your cookware. Even if you're cooking with cast iron, you're actually getting all those metals into your system through the cast iron. So cast iron is like those metal, like look at how it's made. It's like that metals constantly can chip off into your food. All right. It's not a good way to get iron. You'll get iron through the products. Actually, you can get iron through the apothecary juice, which comes with it. I'll show the pack, but the apothecary juice comes with it. That is really amazing for building your blood. Spirulina also is high in iron. but it's really about getting your body into balance, and then your body will be able to keep the minerals. I always like to add in the ionic elements. That's and also like amazing minerals. So, and deodorant. Thank you, Shelly. Thanks for reminding me about deodorant. Magnets for laundry. Oh, that's interesting. That's cool to know. Yeah, I was sensitive to your clothes. Glenneth remembers when I first met him, I was sick still, and I was like, I was like, oh my God, you can't come into my house. Oh my God, please go change your clothes. Like I can't handle the fragrance. I was so sick. And that was how he first started getting interested, getting aware of the environmental toxins, and he started changing his detergents and stuff like that. And I was so grateful. And then we've been on this journey together forever. And then now he's done the protocol, and now his sleep apnea is gone. He's off his CPAP machine. His low thyroid is he's normal and healthy, right? I'm 50. I'm like healthier than I've ever been in my entire life at age 50. All right. One of the things I forgot to say is that as I continued on this journey, I became healthier and healthier. And I had so much energy. All I wanted to do was work out. So I stopped napping 5 times a day. All of a sudden I started like working out. I'm like, God, I just want to like move. I want to move my body. I want to run. I want to be active. Like I just had all this energy. And I ended up getting into bodybuilding. Someone suggested I compete. I competed. I won my very first bodybuilding competition. And then I won the second one. And then I went on to pro bodybuilding competitions. I won the pro competitions, and then I won the championship. So I went all the way as far as you can possibly go into international championships, and I won. So I'm like the perfect testimonial for like what happens when you add nutrients into your food. You can go from couch potato like I was to world champion athlete. So that's what's possible. I know I've been talking for a long time. I think Shri had to go because she had a yoga class that she was going to share her story. But she came to me from my Hashimoto's Healing Hashimoto's group, and she did the protocol, and she's only like halfway through, and already she's noticing amazing changes. Her sleep is amazing. She said she was like struggling with sleep before. Her sleep's amazing. Her husband was noticing that her arms are thin now. She said she had like big arms, and he's been noticing that she's been thinning out. And it's normal to gain weight. I lost about 10 pounds in my first 10 days. And that was amazing to me. I didn't expect to lose weight. I didn't do it to lose weight, but I did lose weight that I felt like I was overweight. You know, I felt like I was overweight for quite a long time, and I couldn't figure out how to lose the weight. I lost 25 pounds to get back down to my normal weight. And I did that all through the products before even working out. Okay. So like, it's not like you have to work out to lose the weight, but having proper nutrition, it's going to train your taste buds. Your cravings are going to go away, and you're going to come into balance. So, I'm going to go ahead and share with you what the protocol is. And we all have, those of us who invited you, there's some other people from other health coaches from my team who've invited people to this call. So whoever invited you I just want you to know, has a gift code for you, so you can get 25% off of all these products. And what's included that we include with it is that we include these weekly calls. You can come to all these weekly calls, and you can come to the support calls. And so you can ask questions along the way. Right now, we're in the middle of a series of health presentations on talks on certain topics. But after this, you also can ask questions, and you're going to have like the support of the community to answer questions. And we also have a Facebook group specifically for this protocol that has recipes in there, and it has all different kinds of amazing support. I've got 2 cooking shows in there that show you how to cook food from around the world and still enjoy it, right? Healthy and enjoyable food. So this is called the Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation, and it's called the Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation because it is designed to help you transform not just your health, but your lifestyle. So the idea is that we are going to gradually make changes to our lifestyle around food and the choices that we make, and like our overall clothing and laundry and all that stuff, right? We're going to gradually make these changes, but the idea is that we're going to sustain these changes, and that this is going to be a sustainable long-term solution that's going to help you stay healthy for a long time. Remember, it took me like kind of like a year to like stabilize. And so this is the journey. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. Give me 1 second. And here it is. So, so this is what comes in the pack. Okay, it's made by Purium, which stands for Pure and Premium, the transformation company. Okay, It comes with a tracker, so you can actually track your progress from day to day. And these are the green drinks. So these are all sustainable packaging, by the way. There's no plastic in here. This is actually compostable, non-toxic packaging that's made from hemp and bamboo. Okay, these will soon be out of plastic because we also have the plastic free initiative. So the company's goal is to actually be completely plastic free. In fact, the owner of the company created the Plastic Free Alliance, and just a couple of days ago, or the night before last, there was an award ceremony for all these companies that were awarded for going plastic free. Okay, so these shakes, one shake, okay, is a meal, and it's equivalent to 12 microgreen salads. It has spirulina, it's got barley green juice in it, and it has a bunch of other different superfoods that are very high dense nutrition. So pretty much if you're taking these products every day, you are getting all of the nutrients, pretty much all of the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that your body really needs to build healthy cells. Because the idea is this, I'm called a regenerative health practitioner because what I teach is how to regenerate your cells. Okay, so I have gone on and gotten certified in various modalities, is because this made me so passionate about health. I wanted to help as many people as possible. So these are equivalent to 12 microgreen salads, and they it's very filling because when you are giving yourself nutrients, your body stops being hungry. And I'll tell you why. Hunger is designed to bring the body nutrients, not calories. A lot of us think like, oh, I'm hungry, I need more calories. Well, no, actually your body just, as soon as it has the nutrients it needs, it stops being hungry. So your body builds itself on nutrients. So this is basically you can choose 4 different shakes. There's different flavors, different kinds. And this is going to be 60. This is a 30-day supply right here. Okay, this is going to be 60 of your 90 meals. So this is going to replace 2 meals a day for 90 days. For 60 days, sorry, excuse me, 30 days. 2 meals a day for 30 days. This is 60 meals right here. Okay, so this is 60 out of your 90 meals. You are going to have meals. You are going to have at least 1 meal a day that's healthy, clean, and green. And you're going to eat apples and fruits and berries and as much celery and cucumber as you want. You can have avocados, you can have guacamole, you can have salsa. There's all these different delicious things that you can eat, okay? The apothecary juice, this is tart cherry, and this is concentrated. This is one serving of this, 2 tablespoons, is equivalent to 12 pieces of fruit. We're supposed to have 12 pieces of fruit per day. Does anybody know that? You're supposed to have 12 pieces of fruit per day in order to have all the antioxidants that your body needs. This is how every day we're supposed to be having at least 12 fruits, because that is how our body creates an environment that kills off pathogens. Okay, so this is like really, really incredible. This has naturally occurring melatonin. This is going to help you with deep sleep. There's Shri. Shri, do you want to come off and share a little bit with your friends? Hi, everybody. Are you able to come off mute and share a little bit about your experience?
Yeah, this here, I got my group. We just finished with our Tai Chi, and they're kind of wondering all about it too now. Oh, yeah, the apothecary. So I had a hard time sleeping. I think it was my cortisols were off or something. And I'm actually healing right now from the Hashimotos, and I'm feeling so much better. I am so grateful. But the apothecary, when I started drinking it, it's the first time that I actually was able to sleep through the night. And I used to not be able, I would just lie there for like an hour. Now I drink it right before bed, maybe like half an hour before. And boom, I'm out, and I sleep through the whole night. In fact, I thought I ran out of my apothecary the other day, and I found one in the cupboard, but I'm like, oh no, I don't have it. And then I tried to sleep that night. I had a little hard time. I woke up a few times, but I'm telling you, that tart cherry juice is amazing. And my husband, he doesn't have pain in his body anymore. He used to be limping, and now he's no longer limping. So I'm so grateful. Yeah.
Sherry's husband had gout. And so he's been struggling with like extreme pain, and he was afraid to do this process. He was like actually a little hesitant, but I'm so glad he did, Shri, because now he's like super happy, and now he's turning his friends on.
Yeah. Well, because he could do the smoothies.
Mhm.
That's why he loves the smoothies. So it's like, oh, I could put fruit in here, and so he makes it taste good the way he likes it, and he's excited now he looks forward to his smoothies, and yeah.
Beautiful.
So,
I'm so happy. I'm so happy for you guys. And you guys are on what day? What day are you on?
oh, we're starting our next 30 day.
So you're on
cleanse.
you're on day 31 then.
We're actually on day 1.
No, but
Yeah.
day 31 because you're in the 90-day
Oh
protocol.
no, you're right. Yeah, we kind of missed a few days there because we just missed a few days because we're waiting for
Because you
our
were waiting for the
pack to
product.
come in. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what's really wonderful is that, thank you, Shri. I appreciate it. It's nice to see all the ladies that you do Tai Chi with. You're also fortunate to be with Shri. She's so awesome. Hi. Out there in Arizona where it's nice and warm. So thanks, Shri. One of the beautiful things is that this pack just gets delivered right to your door. And so it's really amazing to have this on auto ship. So it just comes and you do it for 90 days. I'm gonna go ahead and share the pack again. Let me just share the screen because I was on to finish talking about it. So it also has these super cleanse herbs. So here's the biomedic that we talked about, right? That removes the this is what removes the glyphosate. It's 74.5% in 6 weeks. And then here's the super cleanser herbs. So we didn't talk about these, but this helps clean the gut. This helps remove any waste that might be like plaque, anything that's like deep in the intestines. It's going to help move that out. And then it's also going to kill parasites. And so you basically take this for 10 days in the first month and then 10 days in the second month. And then the first month it kills the parasites, the second month it kills the eggs that have hatched. So, and it comes with a shaker bottle if you choose. Shaker bottle comes free. You get a really big discount when you do all 90 days. The first month, so this is like $12 a day, basically, just $12 a day. And this gives you 2 meals plus all of your supplements twice a day. So you're spending $6 for a meal and supplements twice a day. And then so for me, it saved me about $300 in food. I don't know about you, but I spend easily $10 on a meal. If I go out, I spend $20, $15 to $25 on a meal. So just drop in the chat what you think you spend on food. I'm curious what you guys think you spend on food in a day, and think about what kind of savings this could bring you. This is going to actually give you, if you're like me and you were so sick you didn't want to like even prepare food, this will give you a break in the kitchen. It'll give you time free to actually, it'll give you more free time in the day. It's very easy. You can if you commit to 90 days, you also get a mixer. There's like a blender that comes with it, a blender pack, and it's helping your inflammation. Yay, so glad, Kahina. So this is the retail value. I'm actually going to show you the website where you can order it. So if you're ordering from me, you're going to use the code Green Tara. If you're ordering from somebody else in the group, you're going to use whatever code they have. Okay, I don't know what happened to the page. Oh, I know what I was doing. I can hear. I was trying to go to, so basically you go to ultlifestyle.com and it brings up this page. So this is where you make your order. So you get to choose from these different packs. There's also a collagen pack, which is really amazing. You know, you don't ever want to take collagen. Your body makes collagen. If you have the right fundamental building blocks, your body will make collagen. So rather than taking collagen, you want to make collagen. So the collagen pack, we've got an immune pack. So I recommend for people with Hashimotos to either get the ULT or the ULT immune pack. So the only difference is that the immune pack also has the zinc aid, and it's really important to have zinc if you have Hashimotos. This also has vitamin C, A, D, and E. That's why it's called zinc aid, C-A-D-E. So it has those vitamins as well. So that's the one I recommend. But the one that's $12 a day is the ULT. This is the basic pack. So the retail price is $480, but with the gift code that one of you used from one of us today, it's $360. And so that's $120 off. That's your first month. Okay. And then the second month, you're going to, and then if you do want to do the ULT immune, it's $35 more. So yeah, it's not, or wait, yeah, $35 or so more. So the ULT pack, if you get started today, click the Get Started Today button. The first month is because it takes 90 days, right? To really see changes, to really change your habits, to really change your lifestyle, to really make a difference that's going to be lasting for the rest of your life. We don't want you to go back to what you were doing before and then get sick all over again. Okay, so the idea is that we really want you to feel better. Am I sharing my screen? Did I share my screen? Are you guys seeing this? Oh, I'm not, am I? I'm like sharing, I'm sharing nothing. Hang on a second. I'm sharing my screen to myself, but none of you guys can see what I'm doing. So give me a second to go back. Pardon me. Okay. Now let me share my screen. That's so silly. Okay, so the ULT lifestyle, this is where you order your pack, and you're gonna at some point be asked your gift code, and you can just throw your gift code in there. So right here is where you can choose ULT or ULT plus immune. Okay, so the ULT plus immune pack has the zinc aid. Okay, so the ULT is $12 a day. This is probably like $12.50 a day, something like that. So it's $12 a day. And like I said, it's $480 is the retail value, but you're going to get $120 off with the gift code that we provide you. And so you click Get Started Today. And then this is a amazing 3-month. This is going to automatically ship to you for 3 months. So the first month, you get the pack with this, includes the super cleanser herbs right here. You're going to split that into 2 months. You get the blender bottle. You get the price right there for $360 the first month. The second month it goes down, it's $329. So this is more like $11 a day. And then that's for month 2 and 3. And then the 4th month you get the maintenance pack. So now you've had all these results, you want to keep them. So you do the maintenance pack. I've been on this maintenance pack for literally 8.5 years. And I have not had any of my symptoms come back, but I've also changed my lifestyle. I also eat better every day, but I can still now enjoy things like I can go to a wedding and eat wedding cake and I don't get sick anymore. Whereas before I would. Now I can indulge sometimes, and it's not like the end of the world. You don't get to like never eat anything indulgent again. You do get to eat indulgent again, but you got to clean your body out first. So that's how it works. And that's what it costs, $189 or $191 for the fourth month. So you get 25% off from that 4th month. So this sets up a 25% off discount for all of the months that you're enrolled. You can change, quit anytime. You only get charged for this month's order when you order, and then next month you only get charged when it ships out. So you can always cancel, you can stop if it doesn't working or you don't feel like it's not working for you. And again, there's a money back guarantee, a 60-day money back guarantee. So let me know if you have any questions. I'd be happy to answer. I just want to say too that if you're like me, there's also a referral program. So if you have friends or family who want to do this with you, I highly recommend you do it. Like if you have a partner, that you guys do it together. It's really great for everyone in the household to reset. We've also got kids products. There's like all these other add-on products you can get, but I highly recommend starting the program as soon as you can, because you're going to have results as fast as I did within the first 10 days usually. Shri is only on day 31 and she had results immediately. Her friend Koko, is Koko on the call? Let's go back to gallery view. Yes, Koko, will you share your story? You have such an incredible story. Oh, Koko is only on day 8 or something like that, right? You're on day 8 or 9? Oh, hang on a second. Let me turn off I can't really hear you. Why can't we hear you?
Can you hear me?
Oh, I accidentally shared my screen. Yes, now I can hear you. Where are you? There you are. Okay, let's pin you. All right, share your story. Koko, what day are you on?
This is a 15-day.
You're on day 15. Okay, great. So tell us what it was like before and what it's like now.
So before I start this, I was almost dying from diabetic. My sugar count was 300. Suddenly just rise to 300. and I feel so bad. I have to lay down so many times a day, and pain all over, my joint pain, my finger, my knee. I was limping with the cane. And so many other problems too. I couldn't sleep very well. It was kind of very difficult. It was at the point of I need to change my life. Then I see the Shri sharing the information, and I just jump in and start this 30 days program. Second day, I noticed my knee pain, sharp knee pain was gone. Yes.
Yay.
So
That's
I started
amazing.
sleeping without pain.
Wow.
I just amazed. So
Mhm.
I just amazed. Then I noticed my bloating stomach is gone. No more bloating. Then
Yeah, I think you said that you lost 6 pounds on the first day, right?
yes.
Yeah.
First day I lost 6 pounds.
Mm.
And after a week, I lost another 7 pounds or so. Then 10th day, I realized my blood sugar went down. And yesterday, it's down to,
It was at 300. Your blood sugar was at 300.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yesterday was 117.
Wow.
So I
Woo!
stopped taking the metformin.
You stopped taking your metformin yesterday.
Yes.
Oh my God, I'm so happy you got off your medication.
Yes.
Yay! Beautiful.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm so
Yeah.
happy for you. Thank you for sharing your story, Koko. Was there anything else?
I think it's a lot more, but yeah.
Fair enough. Well, thank you for sharing your story. Really appreciate
Oh,
hearing from
I
you.
was able to move in the 8 big box all by myself yesterday. It was amazing.
Oh, you were moving. You were moving, and you were
Yes.
able to move 8 boxes by
I
yourself.
was able to handle all those physical work now.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yes,
Beautiful.
amazing.
Yeah, you have your body back. You have your life back. You can move. You can.
Yeah.
You're not dependent on other people, and you have freedom.
Exactly.
Oh,
Yeah.
fantastic. Thanks, Coco.
Thank you.
Okay. Any questions about any of this so far? I'd love to answer any questions and open it up to you guys. Yes, Margaret.
I have a question. If someone is working out a lot, is there any additional stuff you recommend, or
Yes.
is this the UTL pack sufficient?
The ULT pack
I mean, the ULT, sorry.
Yeah. The ULT pack or the ULT performance pack, I would say, because they're going to want to have more shakes. They're going to want to have more snacks, but you definitely, for every half hour of workout, you want to add in 300 calories of food. Okay. That's like the average. You want to eat at least 300 more calories of food for every half hour of working out.
And my other question is there a time when it's just too late to do any of this?
Too late? Oh, like you
Yeah.
in terms of in your life? No, there's not really any time that's too late. I have people in their 90s taking this stuff. I mean, it's never too late to detox. But if somebody's very, very ill because they're older, it's not about like being old, but if they're very, very ill, then by law, we have to say, this is a nutritional support. And I would say for them to go slowly. Okay. I would say for them to go really, really slowly. So that's why you want to just do the core 4 once a day in the beginning, because you would really want to, sorry, I'm trying to I feel like I'm breaking up. Okay. You'd want them to just kind of start with the core 4 once a day. Like they can get the pack, but they're going to go slowly. I would start off with the biomedic, and then I would add in one product at a time to make sure that they're not having major detox symptoms. We want them to kind of ease into it. And so I would you could get them on a call with me. I'd be happy to have a conversation with them. Tershay.
Aloha, blessings, ladies. I just wanted to share with a win-win. So one of my customers and childhood friends just called me, and she was just so excited because she got her package yesterday. And she she tried it this morning and she absolutely loves it. She's like, she's tried a lot of things and it's just been icky, you know? And so she was really excited about the flavor and the taste. And she hung the little tracker on the refrigerator for her and her husband because she got a pack for her and her husband.
That's exciting.
And yeah, and even some stuff for her dog too. So she's really excited. And so yay.
Good job. Congratulations.
Getting it out
Shri.
there on supporting people's health and
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's the
transforming it.
thing. Thank you. That's the thing, is that this is something that you can share with other people. And so we do have a referral program where if you refer people to us, we'll give you $30 for the person who, when they make their first order. So it's one of the ways you can get your pack paid for if that's a concern. And we also have an affiliate membership. So if you wanted to become an affiliate and share this with people like I did, I was like passionate, I'm like shouting from the rooftops, like everyone's got to do this. I like wanted my whole family to do it. You could become an affiliate. And then it ended up becoming a career for me. So Kahina, did you have something to share?
Yeah, well, I have a question. And first, I just want to say thank you for everyone sharing your stories. And it's always just so inspiring. Congratulations, Koko and Shri and Rachel. Thank you so much. You're such an inspiration sharing this. And
Thank you.
also, I'm wondering, is there going to be a replay for this?
Yes.
Since I have, okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. So it is the end of the hour. I want to respect everyone's time because we've been on like quite a long time today, but it's very, very worth it. I think you all are worth it. And I really, really want to support you. If you're from my Healing Hashimoto's group and you want to have a conversation privately, feel free to just send me a message in the DM in my on Messenger, Facebook Messenger, or you can take down my number. I'll put it in the chat. And you're welcome to call me and text me, and I can like help you customize your pack. What I forgot to mention was that when you customize your pack, people with Hashimoto's, it's really important that you get the super meal shake. Okay. It's there's two flavors. There's vanilla chai and original, but you really want to make sure for Hashimoto's that you get that shake because that's got all the adaptogenic herbs. It's got mushrooms. It's got maca. It's got ginseng. It's got rhodiola. Anyway, it's eleuthero root, and it's very, very specifically helpful for the adrenal glands. Okay, it's very specifically helpful for stress. And one of the things I forgot to mention is that, sorry, I'm like navigating controls while I'm trying to talk at the same time. One of the things I was going to say is I forgot completely. My phone rang and then I was trying to deal with control panels at the same time. So, but you do want to get the super meal love shake because it's supportive. Oh, I know. I was going to say that if you've had an accident or if you've had a trauma in your life, this can also cause the onset of Hashimoto's, Epstein-Barr virus, or any autoimmune disorder. So if you were already always healthy your whole life and then suddenly you had a car accident and then you got sick, now you know why. Because that adrenaline squirts into your body and starts feeding pathogens. So trauma, stressful incidents can actually cause people to get sick, even, believe it or not, even falling in love, because that's like a big adrenaline burst, right? So if some people get like, I think they call it lover's sickness or something like that. Like you can fall in love and have all these heightened emotions. You have like this huge adrenaline boost and then you get sick because your body's like overwhelmed with all the joy. And now you're, squirting all this adrenaline out. So anyway, I'm kind of joking, but I'm kind of not. It's not anything you have to really worry about. But I mean, but if you're wondering like why you suddenly got sick, this could be one of the reasons. So reach out to me, send me a text message, whoever invited you, send them a message. They can also get you on a call with me to have more one-on-one support. We're here for you. All of our support comes free with the purchase of your pack, and you have ongoing weekly support for the rest of your life. Okay. So thank you all for coming today. I appreciate you. Thanks for those of you who spoke up, and have a beautiful, beautiful Saturday wherever you are in the world, and take care. Bye-bye now. Thanks for the heart.